Okay, question 3 on the review. Tony wants to carry out a chi-squared test to determine whether a person's choice of 3 professions, engineering, medicine, or law, is influenced by gender. So they don't give us a table. IB is really good at asking the same question multiple different ways. You may not like that. I'm going to make a table. Male, female, and then we have engineering, medicine, and law. And we are trying to figure out how that stuff's going to plug in. I'm assuming you know how to do the null hypothesis. I'm not going to write it down, but in words, gender and choice of profession are independent, or gender is independent of choice of profession. Either way is fine. Write down the number of degrees of freedom. So this helps coming from this table. You can't put that in your calculator. So there are 2 columns and, 2 rows and 3 columns. So the degrees of freedom is 2. Of the 400 people Tony interviewed, 220 were male and 180 were female. So I'm extending my table out here a little bit. And I know there were 220 males, so that goes out here. I'm sure you can see that. And there are 180 females. I'm just lining up my categories here. And 80 people chose engineering as a profession. So we know a little information. We know there's 400 overall. And that was given. So they're going to ask you, this is where, do you know how to find expected value without your calculator? Because you don't have a table here. They're seeing if you know how to do this without just plugging in the matrix and going. So calculate the expected number of female engineers. So we're talking about this category right here. They gave you the row total and the column total so that you could do this. So 80 times 180 divided by 400. 80 times 180 divided by 400, 36. Expected value. Tony used the 5% level of significance for his test and obtained a p-value, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so before you even try to look at this conclusion, let's write out, if a 5% significance level, if we were doing chi-squared calculated would have to be greater than chi-squared from the table, or the k value. We don't have any k value. Also, p would be less than 0.05. So those kind of go along together. Those are going to be your reasoning. What do we know now? He gave us a p-value of 0.0634. The question is that less than 0.05? Well, this is 6.34%. That's 5%. It is actually greater than. So if this were true, this is called a rejection, right? If both of these are true, then we reject. If this is not true, which it is not, then we fail to reject. And so to write this as a reason, you'd say because 0.0634 is less than 0.05, we fail to reject. We don't accept, we fail to reject the null hypothesis. And then you would say, therefore, gender and choice of occupation, or whatever you said before, are not, or are independent. Because we failed to reject the null hypothesis. So this is a rejection inequality. We failed to reject it. Always restate your, don't just write H1. And also you have to have a reason, because 0.0634 is not less than 0.05, or you could change this to greater than, so it makes sense. We fail to reject. That's it. There'll be a Kahoot we play in class for review. You can also go back and look at some of the videos that you never did look at before for extra help, or see another YouTube channel for more IB probability. Sorry if you're scared by spiders.